And we're live.
Woo!
Abigayle Kompst, how
Chris
are you?
Donlin. I'm good. How are you? Pleasure to be here.
Okay, today we are going over The Road by Abigayle Kompst. Abigayle, tell us about this song.
Well, it's off of my new project, Recovering Optimist, that you produced. And I wrote this song with my friend Sarah Bears. And it's about dating a touring musician and personifying the road as the other woman.
So poetic. That took me so long to figure out what this song was about, even though it's pretty obvious if you just listen to it.
That's the beautiful thing about producers is I feel like they hear things that you don't, but also sometimes it takes a second for like the lyric things, and that way we don't stay too like on the nose, right?
For sure.
Like there would have been like car sounds in this if you knew what it was about at first.
Yeah, honestly.
Honking.
Yeah, probably. But I feel like, and later we'll get into that, I feel like we still captured the essence of that feeling.
For sure.
But just not as personified.
Yep.
All right. So we'll just jump into how the song starts. And come in with this nylon string played by Abigayle. Kind of just goes back and forth like this. Originally, I just had it like plain and simple with nothing on it, but I wanted to spice it up. I remember when towards the end of the project, I just got this plugin. It's like a tube and tape saturator, and it ended up all over your songs, which I told myself I wasn't going to do, but it's how it happened. A little EQ, a lot of EQ, and then big old boost there.
Cool.
Threw it into Space Echo, which kind of makes it a little vibier.
Yeah, I remember when we went with we decided on nylon string versus like steel string. I love that because it's like a little nod to as a classical guitar major in high school. And so just to have that on like this music means a lot to me.
That's awesome. We doubled. I don't remember if it was an exact double or if we played a separate part. Oh, it's a separate part. Okay. This was on a 12 string, still going to the Space Echo. So they're kind of playing off of each other. And what else? Oh, okay, that's the whole intro. It's just this guitar. We got this cello. Yep, Tori Weidinger on cello. Here we go. I had her do 3 different passes of just doing a pad on the cello, just bowing it. Or I guess it was just 2 passes. I must have printed something there. I don't know. A reverb maybe? Okay. So I want to get into the vocals because the intro of the vocals is really cool. One of my favorite parts of the whole record. We've got Abigail's vocal coming in here. We doubled all the vocals on the project with a Chandler mic and actually the mic that you're using right now. Just for vibe. This song in particular sent both mics to individual springs.
Heat comes off her skin, tempting new horizon.
Sounds like there's some echo too from I was sending it to this quarter note Space Echo. And then my favorite part about the vocal here is got this Leslie effect.
Heat comes off her skin,
Yeah.
tempting new horizon.
So cool.
That's like 4 vocal layers. It's
That-
doubled
yes.
and then Leslie.
Yeah, this guy.
Double.
This guy. Yeah, gosh, that is a lot.
That's a lot of vocals.
But it sounds killer. I just want to hear the vocals soloed. Or Leslie's.
Heat comes off.
So cool. Actually, what I like about these is that I didn't cut the silence at the beginning of these doubles. And you can kind of hear it come in with the track. It starts like right there.
Yeah.
And it sounds like an organ's about to come in.
I love that.
But it's not an organ.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Heat comes off
So most of this verse
her skin,
is this, the cello, vocal, acoustic.
tempting new horizon. Trace every curve, taking pictures of her.
Are they isn't there like a texture like cello thing doing the like the
Yes. There's
those are
these.
really cool to me.
There was. It comes in.
There it is. Yeah, this
This one?
I think so.
I didn't name these tracks.
Yeah. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. Just a little bit of rhythm coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
You can like barely I mean
It
barely
fades
hear
in,
it.
but yeah, it's just a subtle. I'm gonna play that back.
Trace every curve, taking pictures of her.
This is just effects, I guess. Cello effects. And I remember what we did with that. But Pan Man is making it go back and forth,
I love that.
obviously.
Go Pan Man.
Yeah. Tori is just the coolest and plays the coolest stuff on cello.
Yeah. Texture girly.
So cool. All right, and then we're going into the first chorus.
I want you to see every view she gives to you. Chase every bend, and when you find the end of the road, come knock on my door.
Cool. I'll stop it there. All right, so the first chorus is obviously when everything kind of like blooms and opens up. We've got the drums come in with just a simple little crash, little kick drum. Got our bass guitar coming in.
That hollow body bass.
Yeah, we used a Hofner.
It's Tom Davis on the basses
Yep.
and Andrew Bannon on drums.
And then we got piano comes in.
So tasteful.
Yeah. The piano on this song is truly one of my favorite recordings
Yeah.
like that I've been a part of. It's so good.
So dynamic and tasteful and
Yeah.
just really shapes the song and like especially the outro.
Yeah,
I know we'll
yeah.
get to
Oh
that,
no,
but
I
it's
know. I
just-
can't wait.
Ah.
So let's see, I got the nylon still. And then get back to the vocals. A little bit of cello in here. There Oh, this one, I like this cello right here. This was put through this guy.
That's him.
It's like the
The
doorbell you sent me the other day.
Say that, yeah.
But yeah, cool. Ooh, cool analog delay.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, just this guy. It's a nice sample. I should use that again.
Do it.
More cello textures. She kind of just did some random stuff. And then vocals still stay the same for the first chorus.
I want you to see every view she gives to you. Chase every pendant when you find.
Oh, it's so good. I love your falsetto parts in this song.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, so we got this little interlude before we get to the second verse.
Of the road.
This is where the drums really
Come
start
knock
coming
on
in.
my door. Come knock on my door. Share you with the road.
Cool. So everyone's kind of grooving here. And let me just play this little section. I'll get to the drums in the second verse. To me, this is like the most musically the most like 70s influenced out of the songs on the album. Very you ever listen to Nick Drake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that.
Cool. The drums in particular, like, I know we had the Gregory Alan Issakoff, like Amsterdam. He has some really like open sounding drums.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? We're on drums. I'm going to just talk about them now. So, Andrew Bannon played drums.
Hey.
Great stuff. There are not a lot of plugins on here because I reprinted all the drums through this Neve preamp for just color and kind of like a vintage thing. I'll be boring and just go through this really quick. Here's our kick drum. It's on here. Just, yeah, basic stuff. Oops, the snare was playing. It's a good snare. At the toms, I just gated for only the sections that they were playing in. A lot of the drum sound comes from had like a stereo overhead situation going on, and that played a big role. That's kind of like the main sound with this mic. Actually, this mic, this was the talkback mic for Andrew.
Oh.
That I recorded. You remember that? I had stuck a mic under the door.
Yeah.
And I kind of just cranked it through one of the Neve preamps. And it just had a really, really cool sound.
That's awesome. Yeah, there was always like one random mic situation, like whether it was thrown in the hallway or like just the experiment mic, I guess.
It just, I mean, this sounds like the whole drum kit, you know, this.
Adds a nice sizzle.
Yeah. And then we've got Spring Verb, obviously. it looks stereo. I printed these down in stereo by accident, but it's a mono spring on the snare. Avalanche reverb. This was Earthquaker Devices Avalanche. Abigayle showed up to my house the first time we got together with one of these, and I was in awe and shock because I don't really know other people that have them.
What did we do, like, stereo Avalanche on? Do you remember?
I think it was was it Rollerblade Boy or Secondhand?
Yes.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
Anyways, they just make beautiful reverbs, and it kind of sounds like a non-linear reverb in a way. That's great. Like that with the drums. That's where you really hear it before you go into the second verse. You hear the avalanche a lot. Yeah, it kind of just washes out. So, as we said earlier, the feeling of the road, I feel like starts coming across in this verse more and more with all the little texture stuff. Where are they? Like these guys right here? They're very ghostly.
It's like a car driving by.
Right. Another little delay throw. There's delay throws everywhere with this song. Again with the delay pedal. Yeah. So all of that is intended to kind of be this, like, I always thought about, was there a line about New Mexico?
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Yeah.
I was picturing the desert, and like when, you know, in a movie when it shows like the road and it's like the, kind of like
the heat waves. Yeah.
From the first line of the song, the heat comes off. Like that was part of why I wanted to do the Leslie thing.
Because it's,
that kind of, to me, like, is what you're saying about personifying a thing. That's like heat waves.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's kind of what I guess these cellos are kind of doing as well.
You kind of remind me of like the abandoned houses you see when you're driving through the desert, or like abandoned barns. They're like creaking and falling apart.
Yeah. What is that? Yeah, it's just all mostly texture in this verse, along with all the same instruments that were in there before.
Rest on your shoulder, another night closer.
Still got the Leslie vocals going.
Come my way, take the
Second chorus.
I want you to see every view she takes you to. Chase
I'm gonna go back to the drums for a sec, because now we start getting some tom fills. There's just everything in these drums sounds so good. I forgot to mention this this little slapback delay. That, I believe, was that same pedal again, just on the snare. second chorus is where this little Rhodes and vibraphone comes in. We spent a while trying to figure this thing out, but I'm glad we did. It was kind of missing this. Just kind of plays off the piano nice.
It's all those little subtle details. There's like so many layers in this.
Because even just, what are these? See, I don't even know what these are. Just
those are the really insanely high.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I tracked you through a bunch of pedals. Let me solo this. This part's really, really interesting. That's sick. I forgot we did that.
And it's all I hear when I listen to this section because there's a really, really high note at the end. I'm so proud of. I like squeaked it out.
Is it this one?
I think it's the. That's it.
That's nice. You did get that out. I had you going through like a tremolo and some other random stuff, but it's beautiful, and that plays really nice with those bells.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. This chorus, I just wanted to float. I wanted to feel like I was floating.
To see her review, she takes you to chase every path, and when you find the end of the road, come knock on my door. I'll share you with the road. You can always go. You better come back home. Come knock on my door. I'll share.
Cool.
Do you remember those really terrible like background vocals I had in the demo of this? It was like,
Yeah.
oh,
No, they were
like-
cool. Well, we ended up kind of doing a similar thing, didn't we?
But it was the guitar part kind of takes over like
Oh,
the
you're right,
pulsing
you're right.
thing, and
Yeah.
I every time I hear it, I'm like, thank God those
It was,
weren't in there.
This guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think I doubled it on the 12 string.
Yeah.
Oh, it kind of does a harmony. The 12 string goes up, yours
Yeah.
goes down, kind of. So this whole outro, I'm actually curious what your thought is on this whole outro, because I feel like it was intentional in my mind why we were doing this, but I know it can feel drawn out.
Like feel drawn out, like too drawn out, or
Like,
what do you
why?
mean?
Like, when's the song gonna end? Like, why is it still going?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I have like a metaphorical reason other than like we just kind of let players play, and there was so
Mhm.
much cool stuff happening that like we had to keep all of it. And
Yeah,
there's also no other song that like has a fade like this on
Right.
the project, which I think is really, really
oh,
cool.
I love it. Yeah, when we tracked, so we did that whole day with Andrew and Tom where we tracked guitar and bass, and I had them kind
For
of just
everything,
for
for all the
everything,
songs.
yeah. So we had them just kind of jam out. I'll skip ahead. Make just like a bass and drum groove. Tom's bass in this whole outro is so good.
Yeah. It is amazing that like they laid down all of this without any of the other special parts, and like it sounds so cohesive.
Yeah. This whole thing in my mind, and again, this was like not even when I knew what you were really singing about. This whole part was just like sounded so romantic to me. Once it picks up and the strings come in, like there's this like sense of longing. Right here. Yeah. Is that
keys.
Jack's piano part?
Yeah.
Okay, so this, where is it?
Yeah.
It's right here.
That was it.
Oh, I missed it. Yeah, so from a theory standpoint, that's like a little funky sounding, but it sounds so nice.
Yeah, that
And just
made the outro for me. I was like, nothing can cover that up. That has to be like,
it's
so there, and it is.
So beautiful. And this part.
Yeah, I remember it took us a second to figure out like what to tell Tori to do, because that piano part was so like perfect. But I'm glad we
kept it, because after, like, if we hadn't decided to keep that before Tori was there, it would have changed everything. Because then after Jack does his piano part right here, then Tori comes in with her string part. Which is what you sing earlier. It's that melody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right here, these guys, these plucks. Let me fix this little fade out, but I will get to that later. Yeah, we had Tori just play that melody, but in different intervals.
Pizzicato.
Yeah. And all those guys are going to some reverb somewhere.
I remember being a little nervous in that session. Like, I didn't want it to sound too regal, like, and running off into the countryside. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
No, I think I know exactly what you mean. I feel like the other songs that we did strings on, we specifically told Tori to not be like orchestral.
Yeah, but this is like a cool balance where like that line isolated, like could be very like
it totally could be
fancy, but
and then I had all the plucks going through these delays.
Yeah, like together that sounds so cool.
That's that pedal again, the DD7.
Yeah. So was going through all of the cello parts, like, how did you wrap your brain around all that was there and like choose what ultimately was the part?
For like the texture stuff?
Yeah, because there was so much.
There was a lot, yeah. I think Tori did probably like 3 passes with just doing like improvised texture runs, I think. Luckily, I had done and edited her texture passes on other songs in the past, so it helped doing it this time around. We Blake and I did it on what song was it? I think it was his song Solomon. We had Tori do the same thing, and we just literally chopped up all her things into just samples and would just kind of like place them around and make like a collage out of her textures. So that's kind of how I did these. And I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't think I really like messed with them that much. I think like whatever she played, I mostly just kept.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know, how do you give a note on like playing texture the right way? It's just texture.
Yeah.
You know. So, but what is cool about them is like if they're in certain keys or whatever, you can kind of fly them around and you almost just use them like, you know, samples or like a synth or something. What's on this one? That was more planned. Yeah, I like that one a lot. But these guys, what are these ones doing? Kind of spooky. It's weird how they all kind of work together to not actually be spooky. Just feels like you're walking in a park.
Yeah.
Central Park in 1937.
That was a good year.
What else? There's some other. Yeah, all the plucks. Let's see. Get all those going. Is Jack playing that on piano too? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. There's some notes that Tori plucked on the cello that were kind of random too. That I just wanted it to feel big and organic and just romantic. She's got that one. This.
Yeah. Ow.
So I pitched that an octave up, I think. Some EQ on here. Pan-man on these cellos is so cool. It just kind of puts everything flying around. A little bit of echo.
Adds like a whole other sound to it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I used this telephone echo a lot, which sounds telephonic. Like if I were to put the mix all the way up. It's got like this, you know, this kind of character to it.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Yeah, see, I don't think I really edited this. It's just all one pass of her just kind of doing stuff.
Cool.
Ooh, Little Mellotron. Forgot about that guy.
Can't forget about Mellotron.
He sounds so sad.
Yeah.
This is so like just little itty bitty Mellotron.
World's smallest Mellotron. World's saddest Mellotron.
Truly. I don't know why I put that in, considering we have so many string parts.
I'll be honest, I did not know that was in there.
I mean, let's listen. I
That's why
doubt
I
we
feel
can
so
hear
sad
it.
when we get to measure 87. I had no idea.
It's harmonizing with something.
Yeah.
that's the harmony. Yeah, it's fine.
That's nice.
Probably could have gone without it, but he got his little moment of fame in the track.
And then there's the little piano thing at the end that I love.
Yes.
So much.
What are these? There's some BGBs that I totally forgot about.
Come knock on my door. Share with the you can always go.
You had those in your demo, right?
Not with the cool Leslie sound on it, though.
Right, but the part was there.
Yeah. A couple of the harmonies. That was like the only.
That's just such a cool sound. Yeah, so this.
It almost sounds like a flute.
It does, yeah, interesting. All right, the final kind of like outro fade out was a cool thing to mess with. Originally, it was just a standard, fade out or whatever. Kind of just as it does in the old days, gets quieter. But I had the piano going through, I put it away, an octave pedal. It was an octave high. So you start to kind of hear it earlier in the outro. When Jack does that's where you start to hear it. It was an octave pedal with some tremolo. You can kind of hear it like waving. So as the whole song is fading out, let's just play this outro. So sweet, bittersweet. Just kind of sounds like he's just improvising, and to me that's like the crux of like that romantic like longing for somebody.
Yeah.
It's just that little twinkle at the end.
Or to me it's very like isolating sounding. So
Yeah.
I feel like they don't, whatever the romantic sounds where like the story ends up.
Yeah.
Like I'm just here on my tiny piano.
Yeah.
With the saddest mellotron ever.
Exactly.
I love so much that on the track list, this is right before Recovering Optimist, which is just piano vocal. So to have just piano and then
it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Kind of like one of many happy accidents across the project.
Yeah.
So I was like, I knew it would be cool to fade the song out, but the octave piano was kind of just like just messing around.
Yeah.
And it worked.
I love it.
Trying to think of anything else. I guess there's less to the song than I thought in my head.
That was a lot, and I feel like we touched on things very quickly. So.
I know half of the stuff is just cello. Let's see. Because think about it, we didn't do that many vocal stuff besides these little harmonies.
Yeah, it's like relatively simple but detailed. Is that possible? Is that a contradiction?
Simple but detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple but intentional.
That's
I don't know. I'd like to think that I was intentional with this stuff, but sometimes I'm not. I like this guy. I forgot about this.
Spooky part 2.
some sort of tape echo with spring verb on it. Yeah, I could listen to this song as an instrumental on repeat.
You sent a bounce of Worst Gaslighter, just instrumental too, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's cool. Well,
cool.
Well, you're brilliant. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for writing such a beautiful song.
Oh, wow. Good work, team.
And that's all, folks. Until next time.
We should do our handshake again.
We should come up with a handshake.